But no, the idea here is that if you enshrine transitioning, if you enshrine gay marriage, if you enshrine all of these things under your religion, then it is easier to navigate the world through that religion. It really is. Let's talk about something a little more fun. You're about to hear something weird, and that is an atheist channel on YouTube advocating for a church. Amanda, thank you for redeeming your points for what would have been that, but we still have 22 seconds in the armistice, so it's an you fucking degenerate. I'm actually going to advocate for a church right now, and that sounds weird, but it's true. Before we do that, let's go ahead and get to the fan art section, and then of course we will continue on. The first one is from Mega Choco Maniac. Said specifically because of the Crypto Island vid, a cute coin Suris to steal your wallets. MC Poto, thank you for redeeming your points for an you fucking monster. The next one is from Boyos. Said I posted this on Twitter a while ago, but now that I'm in Discord, I can post it here too. It's a quiet night. Too quiet. Thank you very much for that, Boyos. The next one we have is from Smacko, and I'm going to have to smacko them. Wellcoin to Sunset City, a crypto for a classic and modern douche. We have Wayne is Boss as a fucking NFT monkey, Channel Pup as the annoying bird who steals your crypto wallet. We have Game Apologist Nick as that one guy who stared blankly off into space, yet somehow was the protagonist of that weird short. And last but not least, we have Suris, holding up the original Sunset City NFT monkey, owned by Letteric. And I hate it. I hate it. It's not Twink Wayne. No, Twink Wayne is now canon, but it was not quite canon yet. Oh my god. Smacko has taken everything I hate and composited it into one single picture. He's just crammed them all into one single thing. This nexus of my hatred, it's all here. Anyway, as always, everybody, if you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. Just no more coins. Anyways, we're going to talk about church, okay? But why are we talking about church? Well, let's go ahead and give some context. Here in the United States, rights for trans people have been being rolled back in several states, especially here in the South. Rights for gay people have been talked about being yanked away as well, and rights to abortion have been... There have been several laws introduced, including laws against contraception of all things in certain states. And a lot of this hinges on Roe v. Wade. And there's a chance we might not have that come summer when the Supreme Court actually has their conversation about it in full after the drafted opinions by Alito and the information from Amy Coney Barrett has all come up. So what do? There's a handful of options we have here in the U.S. That are ways you can handle all of this. One of those ways is, of course, voting. Okay, fine. Vote in people who are going to legislate in your favor. Get up off of your ass and actually go do it. Most people in the United States don't vote, and they're all stupid. Now, there's another thing you can do, and that is protest. Let your voice be heard. And there's plenty of other ways that you can show your discomfort or exercise your rights here in the U.S., and some of them we can't talk about here. But there's another way. And it's a way that the Satanic Temple has been using for a while, but that's not who we're talking about here. And this is to utilize the stupid rhetoric in the United States of religious protectionism and exceptionalism against the Christian bigots in the U.S. who make things inconvenient for multiple minority groups. Well, let me introduce you to the Church of the Prismatic Faith, an LGBTQ IA+ focused religion that values what they say is the true self. Followers of Prismatism are called Prismatists. Let's go over their beliefs real quick. The values the members hold dear, that just as light is reflected through a prism and it gives birth to many different colors, yet all are equal and beautiful, so are we many different types of people, worthy of equality and love, that it is righteous to express your true self in the way that brings you the most joy, that consensual adult love should be celebrated and rejoiced, that consenting queer youth can explore relationships with other youth to find their own happiness in a safe environment, that it is our uniqueness that makes us holy, that it is the duty of every human being to fight against injustice and oppression, that doing so includes intersectionality, and that your fight might look different than another person's. That when another tells you of their unique struggles, you listen and learn to be better ally to that person. That abortion is a safe and practical healthcare method and is not sinful. That all are fallible and wrong sometimes, and perfection is unattainable. That our flaws should help us grow and improve. And that your love for yourself is important. Take care of the one who is staring back at you through the mirror. They are worthy of your love. What are their tenets? These are the inalienable rights of every person of the church, the innate worth and dignity of every individual, the inherent right to discover and accept one's true self. Love is love, and every person has an inherent right to consensual love, including self-love. The inherent right to bodily autonomy. All beings must act with compassion and empathy. The inherent right to receive affirming medical care. Medical decisions are at the discretion of the individual and their healthcare providers alone and shall not be infringed upon. It is our intrinsic duty to fight for the oppressed and to stand against our oppressors when injustice is being done. So what does this mean? Is this a Christian church? No, this is not a Christian church. This is a secular church, much like the Satanic Temple or the Satanic Church. Is this a church for something in particular? Yeah, you. That's literally what it is. The idea behind the prismatic church is very simple, but it's a practical one. If rights are being stripped away in the United States, the best way to protect them is to hide them in a religion. If you hide your rights to certain things in a religion in the United States, those things cannot be stripped away from you because you can claim them as a religious right. So it's trying to do something similar to the Satanic Temple, but without the stigma behind the name. Yes, and there's also some specific things that they're doing. The ritual of transition. Now, while there is going to be Christian blowback to this, Christians going, see, I told you it was the satanic ritual, blah. Shut the fuck up, Karen. You need a new haircut, and you hate everybody in your pew more than you hate trans people, so please solve your problems at home before you solve them here. Your failed marriage does not mean anything to me. I don't care. In the prismatic faith, one of our core tenets is the inherent right to discover and accept your true self and take the steps necessary to present that self to the world. When you transition to make your outward appearance match the person who is truly inside you, that is considered an act of worship. Worship yourself, your worth, and the light that shines inside you. When you are transitioning, meditate on the inner strength that it takes to bravely be yourself in the face of oppression. You are worthy, you are unique, you are holy, and you are the light. Literally a right to transition, a right to that, and a right to protest. That's also a thing in here. If you notice the wording, a right to speak out about injustices, that's a right to protest. Those are all rights that are being positioned inside this church. And you don't have to worship a specific deity, and the church is even considered a non-exclusive religion. You can be a Christian with a Christian church and also have this church here. And as there are no masters here, there is no God here, a Christian can't come in with the defense, you can only serve two masters, her. So how can this be a church? How can this church be used successfully? So if you are denied... If you are a trans person and you are denied healthcare, trans-affirming healthcare, if you are denied various things that are protected under your faith, the idea is to actually put forward a complaint and say that legally you were not allowed something from your faith. You experienced religious discrimination, which is magically something in the United States that is taken incredibly seriously. Very, very, very fucking seriously. But let's look at their latest news and stuff real quick. There's a visual church merchandise, prismatic faith pamphlets, press release. For the immediate release, we'd like to announce information for the new secular philosophical religion. The aims of the Church of Prismatic Light are to promote and congregate one's right to life, happiness, love, gender-affirming care, and marriage. So, yeah, this is 1 month old. This is new. This has not been a thing for an amount of time. This is a response, basically a legally pragmatic response to all the shit that's been happening in the United States. And if somebody goes, it's not a real religion, it's recent. Neither is yours. Shut the fuck up. It says here, what is the Church of Prismatic Light? So they're the first church in the Prismatic faith, which is an LGBTQIA plus focused religion that values the true self. What are the members? They're called Prismatists. What are the 7 tenets? You can find the tenets here. We already went over that. Can you be part of another religion? Yes, it's non-exclusionary. Do you worship a deity? No, we celebrate the love of your true self. Is there a statement of faith? Yes, we believe like the emanations of light through a prism, that we are all unique and beautiful beings worthy of love, self-discovery, and dignity. Are you affiliated with any other religion? No. How do you become ordained? Well, we will begin ordaining priests soon. Can I start a local chapter in my state? Eventually. First, we will need to get federally recognized as a church and are working towards that now. Ask how can they help? They need publicity, spread on social media and word of mouth. Make art, make us merchandise. We can wear it pride. There's lots of ways that they can grow. You can visit the volunteer page to figure that out. How is this different from the Satanic Temple? They are more LGBTQ focused, but do share a lot of similar ideas. Prismatism has transitioning as a sacred ritual. And then where are the church services held? Services are held Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the church's TikTok page, which can be found there. They are doing fundraising. Said, is this more of a social community or is it deeply religious? Said, Prismatism is a religious and spiritual as you want it to be in your life. If you simply need a loving, supportive community, then that's what it is. If you want to dive in and truly embrace the tenets, then that's what it is. Salem says, I don't understand the religious thing in the U.S. What if someone makes a church that says they have religious right to go murder people and burgle things? So here's the thing. Your religious liberties cannot infringe on someone else. That's typically how that works. So, like, as a Christian, the Bible says that you can't suffer a witch to live, but killing somebody you call a witch is not a thing you can legally do because that infringes on the rights of somebody else, their right to life. But if you have things that only operate towards yourself, you can get religious exemptions for those things so long as the religion itself is actually a recognized religion in the United States, which is the goal of the Prismatic Church. Now, will I be joining this? Probably not. Personally, I don't have much of a reason to. But I do think it's important as they are literally trying to protect LGBTQ rights in the United States by enshrining them as religious liberties. I think it's important to push that forward because as of right now, this is one of the few guaranteed legal avenues of protection. And it shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't, but it is. If we look at their Twitter though, they do have a Discord. They do have a Twitter itself. We'll go ahead and follow we'll follow the Twitter just so that it's there. Did huge announcement introduce their new healthcare sharing ministry. So they share news about transgender stuff as well. We're welcome accepting of everything except for TERFs. TERFs can get the fuck out. But no, the idea here is that if you enshrine transitioning, if you enshrine gay marriage, if you enshrine all of these things under your religion, then it is easier to navigate the world through that religion. It really is. Healthcare sharing ministry. Yikes. So yeah, I think Satanism is supposed to be ironic, but the problem is that people think they're fighting against don't understand the irony. And I think that's one of the problems that the Church of Prismatic Light is trying to solve. They're trying to make it to where they have a religion that doesn't have the same stigmas and can operate through there. Now, will there end up being cases of abuse and other stuff like that here? Who knows? With any organization, as it gets large enough, there's always going to be issues that crop up. But as of right now, this is being made as a reaction to the rights that our government are trying to strip away from trans and other gendered minorities in the United States. Since that's a thing that's happening, this is a legal avenue of protection. As of right now, I support that avenue of protection. Says putting freedom of religion laws in checkmate. Yep. Slaps roof. This religion can hold so much gay rights. As an overtly Christian, judges mean you need to make... Why is that gone? What? Overtly Christian judges mean you need to make a Christian denomination that does all those things. I mean, you can. If they're going to play the bullshit game, we'll just play it better, apparently. Yep, that's the idea. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you knew about this already, then let me know that. If this is news to you, then hey, let me know what you think. I think it's a neat idea, and I think it's a smart idea given what's going on right now. It's a proactive response. Oh, that makes it reactive. I'm dumb. It's an adequate reaction to the rights that are being talked about being stripped away as we speak. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hit a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow over on Twitch if you haven't already. And check out my Patreon. That's a thing you can do. But as always, everyone, insert end of video tagline here.